sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but live in the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama said she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me.
They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, my beautiful people? It's your boy DTLF back with another one. Man, I've missed y'all, man. It feels like forever. It's only been like 4 or 5 days, maybe. Lost count, but it's good to be back finally with some Laker updates and news here today, man. Just got home not too long ago, guys. Long day helping a friend move. But again, glad to be here. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Shout out to Kimmy Goat. Good to see you guys. David, the song is on Apple Music. Apple Music. Kimmy Goat posted. It's actually on every streaming platform, but I say Apple Music because that's where I stream my music. But yeah, wherever you guys want to look. All right, Think About You by yours truly is there. So go check it out, man. Go tap in. New album dropping October 31st, so stay tuned for that. Jojo, good to see you. Yes, we are back. Man, it is nice to see my beautiful friends, man. Awesome. By the way, we got some things to talk about, all right? We got some good things to talk about here today. First and foremost, okay, the Lakers made some moves today. All right, something minor, but still, additionally to re-signing Christian Coloco to the two-way contract and signing guard Chris Mannion, right, to a two-way deal. 4 Summer League players, RJ Davis, Eric Dixon, who's very intriguing, Arthur Kaluma, who's also intriguing, and Augustus Marcialonius. Hopefully I said that right. Probably butchered it. They were all signed to exhibit 10-day contracts, all right, for training camp. So that's good news for them because even if they don't make it past those 10-day contracts, they could be claimed by the South Bay Lakers. And if they spend 60 days, or I think it's 60 or 90, they will make, I think, $84K or something like that. So that's, you always love to see people win, you know. What's up, CJ? Good to see you, bro. So that's just the starter right there, man, just for the beginning of this video. Some of these players really intrigue me a lot. We're going to talk about Slim Luka and what he could look like next season. And I also got a picture update or a video update here for you guys on how good he's looking. So we'll save that for the end. But let's talk about RJ Davis a little bit, who averaged 15.6 points per game in college through 175 games. All right, 6-foot guard. I like him a lot. Again, in summer league, he was not able to really showcase too much because he came off the bench. But he did have 8 points per game, including a 17-point outing. Though efficiency, he wasn't very consistent. That's all right. Summer league doesn't tell the whole story, all right? Now, the thing I like about RJ, he is a quick, shifty point guard, right, with a knack for scoring. Definitely liked him in North Carolina. He definitely showed his ability to lead on the offensive end, averaging 21.2 points per game, which was a career high for him, shooting 39% from beyond the arc. So I like him in pick-and-roll situations. Now, obviously, he's a bit undersized, but you know who he reminds me of? Potentially, like somebody who he could become like the Toronto Raptors version of Fred VanVleet. That type of player. So he's somebody interesting to keep tabs on, at least for the South Bay Lakers. They'll continue to develop him. So who do you guys like from this group, man? There's a couple of them. Let's see. I got it on my playlist. There you go. David, salute, brother. Ooh, I can't wait to hear the album, man. I can't. Have you heard Now I'm Back by yours truly? Go check it out. That's the first hit single to my album, man. It's going to be a banger, bro. I'm going to be in the studio all summer long. Skinny Luka will make the league respect his name. Man, I can't wait to talk about that. I'm going to save that for the end. Yes, it's on YouTube Music. It's on everything, man. And wherever you stream, it's there, man. Multi-platform. So go check it out, man. Go tap in. It is good to see you guys. All right. Next person I want to talk about who got signed to this Exhibit 10-day contract for training camp is Eric Dixon. Now, obviously, we didn't see him play at all in Summer League, but this guy right here, man, was tremendous in college. All right. And I'm very excited to see what he can do. You know, he led the NCAA in scoring during his final season at Villanova, averaging 23.3 points, right? He's always had a tremendous knack for scoring inside. He also shot 40.7% from three last season, right, in his collegiate career. So it makes him very versatile threat at 6'8", a little bit of Julius Randle there maybe. Now, Dixon's foot injury sidelined him the entire summer league, right? It raises concerns about his durability. There was a rumor that they had gave him a two-way contract, but apparently not. But this guy, and I'm not saying they're going to become this, but these are just lazy comparisons I like to throw out there. Maybe like a Bobby Portis type, Julius Randle tweener, but powerful guys, who can score on the inside and space the floor. So maybe that will be a decent little comparison right there. And then we got Arthur Kaluma, 6'7", versatile wing. Okay, now he showed a little bit more in summer league, just a little bit more, but he has two-way wing potential. He's 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. So again, he definitely showcases athleticism a little bit. I like what I saw from some summer league games. Now he did he underwhelmed. He only averaged like 4.5 points per game, but that was with limited minutes in the summer league. And again, it was no consistency with that roster whatsoever. But again, he has a nice physical profile. He has the makings of a potential two-way wing. That's another good, talented piece right there for the Lakers. So those are the top three that I'm interested in as far as, guys who they just gave an exhibit 10-day deals. And let's see if they can make anything out of their careers, right? I also bring some very good news, guys. Very, very good news from the Lakers and Luka Doncic. So again, we'll save that towards the end. I want to save Luka till the end. But what do you guys think of my guy Gabe Vincent? He went beardless today. Check him out, guy. He looks completely different. I saw this and I was like, what the?
What's up, everyone? I'm Gabe Vincent, guard for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, if he didn't say that, I would have not known who this guy is, y'all. Do you guys recognize him? Guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, Gabe Vincent. I did not recognize him at all. He shaved his entire look, man. He just looks like a different person. So, but shout out Gabe. Hopefully he's been in the gym because he wasn't one of my favorite players, especially the way that he finished last season. But hopefully things will get better for him because we're going to need all the help we can get. Yes, that is Gabe. Yes, that was Gabe with no beard. He looks completely different, right? Hopefully he plays like a completely different person as well. Thank you so much, Kimmy Goat, for posting. Appreciate that. But look, the thing about Gabe Vincent is he was just so inconsistent last year. He showed glimpses of hope where I was excited to see him play, and then sometimes he just did not look good, if we're being quite frank, if we're being honest, right? Also want to talk about LeBron James a little bit. I know I'm breezing through this, but I want to get to your guys' questions. There is speculation. Matter of fact, there's been a lot of talk. I've been talking to some of my friends in the DMs as well about how this could be LeBron James' final season and how it feels like the Lakers are kind of pushing him towards retirement or towards him leaving. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know too many people that are going to want to be pushed towards retirement, especially players that have had the great career that one LeBron James has. Now, I predict LeBron will play another year after this, and he'll probably end up with his farewell tour elsewhere. Now, Mark Stein believes, and this is what Mark Stein had to say, that he could have a third stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that would be the closest thing to a storybook ending should LeBron James decide that he wants to play 2026, 2027. But as of right now, it's unclear how Cleveland would actually be open to such a reunion. I think it's a no-brainer they would. Come on, man. You want your economy for that year to skyrocket? You want to make big money? You do this. And I actually wouldn't mind LeBron having a farewell tour with Cleveland, although he could have one here as well. But if he doesn't, if training camp rolls around and, he hasn't announced that he's about to retire, it's going to be his final season, then things will get really interesting for sure. What do you guys think? Where would you guys like to see LeBron retire? And do you guys think this will be his final season? I just don't see it. I think he would have announced it already, unless he's that indecisive, but I doubt it. Yo, what's good to see you, Die Hard? How you doing, brother? He said, had me stressing, missing the videos. Our brother in the YouTubers. No, I've been really busy, man. Helped somebody move today, and went to go see Fantastic Four. By the way, great movie. If y'all have not checked it out, go check it out, family. Trust me, it is a great one. And my review is actually on Primetime TV. If you guys want to see my full breakdown on it on my second channel, Kimmy Goat, if you're so kind to post it, that would be awesome. But yeah, me and my family went to go see that on Thursday night, Friday morning, like midnight. So again, very excited for the multiverse. And yeah, just been really busy, guys. And on top of that, there wasn't a lot of news. I never clickbait you guys, so I waited till it piled up to give it to you guys. I still have some Luka conversations I want to have here towards the end of this video. Also want to update you guys on some NBA news that's been happening. So Jonathan Kuminga contract talks have stalled a little bit. Says here, restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga rejected the Golden State Warriors' latest contract offer and is exploring sign and trade opportunities with teams like the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. Now, apparently the Warriors are seeking a young player and a first-round pick in any deal. Right now, I'd like to say that the Warriors have zero leverage, fam. Zero. They don't have leverage at all because this is a player that's been disgruntled for quite some time, and they're not going to want to bring him back, and the world knows that. So they better get treated the same way the Lakers do when we have zero leverage. I swear. We better see something. Jojo said LeBron should make a custom jersey of all the teams he played for his retirement tour. Oh, my goodness. Jojo does not like LeBron. Duly noted. No, we know, Jojo. We know. What up, Solo? Good to see you, brother. But, yeah, Jonathan Kuminga, again, intrigues me because he has tremendous talent. We've seen Perk speak highly of him. I've always said I liked his talent. I do feel like he's underdeveloped. I don't like the way Steve Kerr tried to, take up, I guess, stash him away. So you do have that. Another NBA rumor we have, before we get into the real juicy stuff here, Giannis Antetokounmpo trade watch. So despite the rumors, the Milwaukee Bucks believe Giannis is unlikely to be traded anytime soon, right? Though teams are preparing for potential opportunities. I think, in my personal opinion, I do believe that this season will hinge on whatever happens this season with the Milwaukee Bucks will depend on how the outcome of the next summer happens. I think Giannis could get dealt next summer for sure if they still want to get maximum value in return and they want to make Giannis happy. I think he could request a trade, if not this season, during the summers. But although it would shock me if he gets traded just like Luka did before the trade deadline, I doubt that. But I think next summer, keep your eyes peeled because I think that'll be the summer of Giannis. And I don't think the Bucks are going to do very great, even though they did, sign Miles Turner, which is a pretty big deal. It's just not going to be enough for them, I don't think, to compete in the East, although there's no Boston. There's some teams missing there. But I think other teams made enough of a surgeons to kind of overtake Milwaukee as far as, their acquisition in the offseason. So, again, we'll see. It's still early, but, man, it'll be interesting. Mark says, will LeBron James sign with the Clippers? No, man. Come on. That's career suicide, bro. That is where careers go to die. The only players that sign there are players that have no personality like Kawhi or players like James Harden who were already kind of washed and they're just looking to collect paychecks. If you're looking to collect a paycheck, which I don't think that's LeBron's motive anymore, then yeah, I can see that. But I actually think LeBron will be better suited if he plays past this season to go back to Cleveland. I support it 110%, and it would be a storybook ending for real, like Mark Stein said, for sure, right? Yes, appreciate you, Kimmy Goat. Thank you so much, my friend. All right, so we talked a little bit about the 4 10-day contracts, RJ Davis, Eric Dixon, Arthur Kaluma, and guard Augustus Marcelonius. Hopefully I said that right. But again, that's intriguing. We're going to talk about Luka's contract extension potentially. We do have some good news here. And what else should we talk about? Let's keep talking about NBA rumors because Gary Payton II is set to return potentially to the Warriors. Apparently, they both might have interest in resigning there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And also Cam Thomas, all right? The Detroit Pistons are rumored to be interested in trading for Nets guard Cam Thomas, who is struggling to secure a desired contract. I heard they offered him somewhere in the ballpark of 2 years, $24 million. He lowballed him tremendously, I guess, because a lot of his scoring they feel like doesn't really lead to winning. I think that's what it could be. But all in all, man, I find it interesting that a player of that caliber, could potentially be on the move. So what do you guys think? Where would you guys like to see Cam Thomas? Man, there's a lot of teams that could use his services scoring, even if they use him as a combo guard off the bench. So how you guys feel about that? But again, we talked a little bit about the 4 guys we signed. LeBron James potentially, going to Cleveland. And now we're talking NBA rumors. I'm going to save the Luka talk for the end, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe if you already have it. I got you guys. Let's see. I'll answer a couple of questions. This is Q&A time. And we'll go from there. Let's see what the vibe is. What you guys been up to, man, this summer to start it off? He said, yeah, that would be a hell of a way to end his career trying tying Magic and Kobe with 5 rings. If he wins the championship this year, I still don't think he'll ride off into sunset. The only way I can see that happening is if he comes into training camp, and that is the storyline, right? Because I think he's going to want, from what I'm hearing and what I always figured would happen, he's going to want a red carpet rolled out from day 1 of his retirement tour, which would be preseason game 1, all the way to regular season and postseason potentially. So let's see. Kyle Lorenz says Genie better not even think of drafting Bryce. If LeBron isn't here, most likely that won't happen unless he's an exceptional talent. But I don't know enough about Bryce. I got to see him in college. He's a little bit taller than his brother Bronny, but I actually like what Bronny did in Summer League, man. So we'll see what happens with him. But as far as betting against the kid, he's a James. He's from the James gang. I wouldn't bet against him, especially if we got Rich Paul in his corner. I don't think the Lakers have a 2nd-round pick next year. No, I don't think we don't. At least if we do have it, it's non-tradable. That's for sure, from what I've heard. But yeah, I haven't looked that far down. As far as the 2nd-round pick, the Lakers could always buy one. We seen what we did to this season. We kind of traded and then bought one, or not bought one, but we traded up. We kept paying millions of dollars just to move up and draft Theoro. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Let's see. Caleb Psycho Lamb, crazy name. He said Nick Richards, Royce O'Neal for Rui would be perfect for the Lakers. I still do feel like I still do actually feel like we need a better backup center, because worst case scenario, if DeAndre Ayton gets in foul trouble or God forbid hurt or suspended, I do not want to see Jackson Hayes ever start for the Lakers, at least not in the playoffs. You might get away with that in the regular season, right? Because teams don't really game plan for you like that. But we saw they took away the lob in the postseason, and Jackson Hayes really didn't have nothing offensively outside of a lob. And then defensively, he was in a world of trouble because he kept getting in foul trouble. So as far as Jackson Hayes goes, I just don't think he's ever a starting caliber big, even in in an emergency situation. So I would like for the Lakers to shore that up for surely, right? All right, I think it's time to talk about Luka, man. I think it's time to talk about Luka. And before we get into that topic, I do want to bring up the fact that Luka Doncic will play for the Slovenian national basketball team this summer at Eurobasket 2025. So that's going to be exciting for sure. And that starts August 27 to September 14, right? But I want to go ahead and bring up Slim Luka, okay? Because this is the latest video that's been trending today for Luka Doncic. Not today, but the last couple of days ago. And here he is. This is our first official look. We've been seeing pictures and stuff. Some have even been outdated pictures, but here we got Slim Luka, man. Titties are gone. He's flat from the waist. The arms, out here looking like Gal from Street Fighter. I see you, Luka. He looks stronger. He looks good. Look at his face. He don't even look like Luka. It looks like a Luka clone. All the conspiracy theories are bringing out theirs. He got the clean cut. I'm very excited to see how Luka is going to look this season and what type of implications that could have on his year. Because you know what? I went ahead and did my research and broke down the stats for Luka and what he's done in his career and overall. And his best season was in 2021. No, actually not even his best season. One of his top seasons was 2021-2022 for the Mavericks, where he averaged 28 points, 9 rebounds, 8.7 assists, shooting 35% from beyond the arc and 45 from the field in 33 minutes. That was 65 games. All right, he led the Mavericks to a 52-30 record and to the Western Conference Finals, right? Their deepest playoff run since 2011 up until that time. Now, that was a very intriguing season for real. And also, I will tell you, he was out of shape for the majority part of that season, right? So can y'all imagine what an in-shape Luka does? Now, after that season, after the 2021-2022 season, right, despite it being one of his better seasons, Luka admitted to being out of shape early in 2021. After a long summer with the Olympics and limited rest, he reportedly weighed over 260 pounds and used early regular season to regain his fitness. Well, now he's ahead of the curve because during the offseason, he's looking good. Now, one of his better seasons, this is the year that he led the Mavs to the NBA Finals, all right? He averaged 33.9 points per game. He led the league, 8.6 rebounds and 9.4 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 34.4% from beyond the arc through 70 games, guys. And he guided the Mavericks to a 50-32 record and in the NBA Finals, even though they lost to Boston. He was tremendous, man. He was an all-star that year. He was all-NBA first team, third in MVP voting. A lot of people, including myself, felt like he should have been top 2. Jokic was robbing folks around that time. But yeah, man, Luka, I think he's going to have closer to that season, especially if he's in shape. I think that year right there is very indicative of what Luka in tip-top form could look like. And if he's in shape and he comes out stronger and he's actually focused on the defensive end, I think we're looking at the MVP. And I mentioned this would happen when we traded for him, because you don't just come to LA just to take pictures with the Hollywood stars. You come to LA to win chips. And one of my favorite things he said this offseason is that he's already in that mindset. He wants to win. He didn't say a championship. He said multiple championships. And I'm excited. Hopefully he follows suit and he continues to stay disciplined. I think he will. The Lakers, they've allowed him to, surround himself with his own personal trainers. They provided him with everything. And here's the best news, and I think this is probably the highlight. I named this Skinny Luka, and I wanted to throw you guys off the scent a little bit, but I do have some very exciting news, because Luka Doncic, according to multiple reports, and my source included, is expected to sign potentially a 3 or even a 4-year deal, all right, as soon as he's eligible, August the 2nd, worth $229 million. All right, an extension with the Lakers, 4-year deal potentially. That's best case scenario. And that's what is expected to happen. Apparently, Rob is going to fly out, to Europe to get this guy to sign. So I'm very excited for that, guys. That is, I think that is where it's at. And multiple people have said the Lakers, do not feel nervous. I told you guys when we traded for this guy, I'm never nervous. It's the Lakers, we should sign this guy. And it just feels good, man. It feels good knowing that, it is being reported that he is set to sign that contract extension with the Lakers in early August. And it is nice because this definitely signals, the team shift to building around Luka. This is officially going to be his team starting with this season. And if it is LeBron's final season, which I talked about earlier, then I wish him the best. But I'm excited for what's to come with Luka, man. I really am. Let's see here. I'll answer and read a couple of comments. Let's see. My guy said, the thing about fitness is it's one thing to lose weight, but it's another thing to maintain that weight loss. Maintaining is harder than losing it. I'm not buying Luka's weight loss. I am. Let me tell you something why I'm buying it, and I even called it before it even happened. I told you guys when we traded for him that he was going to feel motivated by being around LeBron James. All right. All the LeBron haters, eat your heart out, because I'm telling you, the best thing to happen to Luka's career besides coming to Los Angeles is playing alongside LeBron James. Why? You get to learn from his work ethic. You get to ask him for tips on how to maintain yourself in top physical shape. You're talking about potentially the greatest athlete of all time. Athlete, not player, but athlete of all time. As far as always staying healthy for the most part and being able to, the longevity. I mean, you got to take from that. And I'm telling you guys, man, it's going to be a very, very special season. I could feel it from the moment he got traded here. I knew it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. He looks good, but he needs to learn how to pick his spots and play off ball better. If he does that, then we can make some noise. I just don't kind of like him holding the ball too much. Well, the thing about Luka is he's extremely cerebral. All right. I think, and from what I saw when he was actually facilitating and playmaking as a primary ball handler, we were doing good. It was more so when he tried to force the issue in scoring. And I think he'll I think having a full training camp with the Lakers, with this coach, with these players, I think he'll acclimate himself better, because if him and Kyrie could get to the finals, you better believe him, LeBron, Austin, Marcus Smart, Rui, DeAndre Ayton should be able to have that similar potential, right? And maybe even more. Of course, I still would feel really safe with a backup center, but I like the way he's coming along, right? And yeah, we'll see what happens, but should be exciting, man. Let's see. My guy Cringy Gamers says, do you think the Lakers will give him a no-trade clause given what's happened? Most likely, yes. That is how you win over a superstar's trust, and that might be one of the, deal makers, not deal breakers, but the deal makers. I mean, you might have to start with that. Like, hey, listen, man, we don't want to do you like Dallas. Here's a no trade clause. We don't, there's only a few players with those in the league. I think one or two, if anything. LeBron's one of them, right? So, yeah, I mean, that would be a great way to start. I think who else had a no trade clause? Wasn't it Shea? It might be one or two. I might be wrong about that, but yeah. Let's see. If that's true, why Luka okay with the Lakers not offering Bron a contract? Because Luka worries about Luka. All right. Players don't negotiate for other players, JD. They don't. They negotiate for themselves. All right. Luka has to worry about himself. Kyrie wasn't worried about Luka being traded or not. That's not his deal to deal with, right? Plus, LeBron, please, man. LeBron got clutch. If LeBron really wanted a contract extension, I think he would have talked to the Lakers, maybe taken a pay cut. But maybe LeBron is pondering what he's going to do with the rest of his career. Maybe he wants the freedom. Have you guys ever thought about that? Maybe it's LeBron, the one who doesn't want a contract extension, right? And I think they've been on the record as saying that, right? So we kind of have to take it a day at a time, man. A day at a time with this whole LeBron situation. This could potentially be LeBron's final year in his career, but most likely it'll only be LeBron's final year with the Lakers. Most likely, right? But TBD, and that's the way it's going to be, and we got to go with that. But as long as he comes in with the right attitude in training camp, we're going to be all right. Just put some good defenders around them, such as Marcus Smart. That was great. All right, we definitely upgraded our defense this offseason, and it's extremely exciting to know that we got an anchor down low, at least, to some degree in DeAndre Ayton. And now we got a perimeter versatile defender, a point of attack defender who can change the dynamic of how this team can look. That way, if Austin and Luka start the season and, they start getting cooked, then you can plug in Marcus Smart, right? So this is a great question right here by my guy, Albert Gutierrez. Let me tell you something, bro. My starting five is the same one that I have posted from day one since we got Marcus Smart. And since we traded for Luka, I wanted Austin to come off the bench, not because he's not talented, but because he would be a secret weapon coming off that bench, setting the table for those bench guys who really, we didn't have any bench production. So this would solve that. And you would splice a little bit more of that defense. So my starting lineup would be Luka at the point, Marcus Smart at the 2, Rui at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and DeAndre Ayton at the 5. And, some people have thrown in Vando over Rui. We could experiment in different ways, but I think the best time to experiment will be during the preseason. Hopefully, by the time the preseason is done, we can lock in our starting lineup for the rest of the season. That's my hopes. Of course, there's always injuries, suspensions, or whatnot, so you got to have plan Bs and all that. So most likely, though, I told you guys, the most likely starting lineup is going to be Austin, LeBron, Luka, Rui, and DeAndre Ayton. That's most likely going to be the starting lineup to start the year. But I have hopes that eventually we'll splice some defense in there, especially around the perimeter to help Luka. I do think him being, in better shape will help him not get beat off the dribble so much. He's got a great wingspan and a great nose for the basketball. It's not like he's really a bad defender by choice. It's just that if you're out of shape and you're getting the Western Conference, they're going to slice you up. So it would be nice to have a mixture. I know some people call me crazy for saying Austin should come off the bench. Look at the Spurs. They made it work with Manu Ginobili. It was a very similar archetype to Austin. And so it could work. Now, he is in a contract year, clearly, so I could understand why Austin wouldn't like to do that. But if he really is as unselfish as I think he is, I think he'll bite the bullet as long as he gets 30 to 40 minutes a night off the bench, 30 to 35 minutes a night off the bench, right? Because it doesn't matter if you start. To me, personally, is how you finish. And he could end up finishing games for us with his clutch gene and all that. Now, people will say, well, Dan, he sucked last year in the playoffs, this and that. Lots of Austin Reeves haters waiting in the wings. But I can't just erase everything he did during the regular season. He was hurt during the playoffs, all right? My source definitely confirmed that. He was hurt. That wasn't an excuse that didn't even come from his mouth, okay? That came from the Lakers, so that's how you know. And I'll tell you, it's just an exciting time because I think the possibilities are endless with the different combinations of lineups. I mean, can you imagine us if we need more of a defensive lineup, closing with Marcus Smart, with Vando, guys like that, combined with Ayton, LeBron, and Luka? Like this, again, it's not who starts, but it's who finishes, in my opinion, right? So who's your 5 off the bench? Well, as the team is constructed right now, that would be Austin Reeves, obviously Dalton if he's still here, Jake LaRavia. It would be, unfortunately, Jackson Hayes. And at the 4, you could either have Maxi Kleber, but most likely Vando, right? And Kleber can kind of offset what, let's just say Jackson Hayes not playing good. You could put Kleber at the 5 and have him as a stretch 5 off the bench. We're going to have options regardless. And I'm sure I'm forgetting Gabe Vincent or somebody, but it's because I just don't see them long-term with the Lakers. I could actually see Gabe Vincent being dealt in a package around the trade deadline. So I would rather us establish. And by the way, I like Austin as a point guard better than I do as a shooting guard, right? It's less of an opportunity for the shooting guards and the wings to pick on him defensively. Even if he switches, he can guard, backup 2s, right? 1s and 2s. It's in the starting lineup when they switch him to 3s is when he's getting cooked, or even some big guards or some athletic guards like Ant-Man that slice him up, right? But the effort is there. The IQ is there. He will be okay. Right, we'll figure it out. We'll see. Let's see. My guy said, "Love your shirt. I'm actually playing Ocarina of Time right now." Hey, man, enjoy that. That's a classic right there. This is my favorite one ever right here. Majora's Mask. Definitely my favorite one, bro. Appreciate you. Shout out to you for noticing. And I hope they do a remake someday. I'd love to stream that. Let's see. Do you think the Portland trade is coming? There's a lot of smoke right now. It's possible. It's possible. I can see it happening. Portland's roster just don't make sense to me, right? It just Dame went there to rehab, right? They're still not going to be a contender or a competitor. So why are you holding on to guys like Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant and Robert Williams, aka Time Lord? Like it makes no sense, right? So I could definitely see, and I think the Lakers will kind of keep their options open for the buyout market and for the trade deadline. I can definitely see us going into the season with this roster. And I told you guys, after we acquired Marcus Smart, it just felt like, this was the team we were going to go in. I'd be shocked if we make another trade before training camp. Still possible, but not likely. And I spoke to my source, and he agrees with me. He thinks most likely this is most likely. He here is most likely. Nothing's ever guaranteed. Lakers could always pivot in a different direction if they feel a certain way. But most likely this is the roster you're looking at for opening night, right? Whether they make a little move around here, around the fringes, maybe, but yeah, I think other teams would have to. It depends on what happens with Kuminga still. There's still some free agents out there that are very intriguing. I think Brogdon's still a free agent. So if the Lakers could free up an extra roster slot and some more cap money, because then that will give us 2 roster slots, then maybe they can go into free agency and offer a contract to another perimeter defender since we lost Jordan Goodwin. So I could definitely see like a Brogdon or something like that. But most likely, guys, I don't want to get your guys' hopes up. This will be the team most likely heading into training camp and beyond. Most likely. Okay, that's just the truth. Not going to clickbait you guys. Hey, Craig. Good to see you, Craig. How you doing, buddy? All right. I think we covered most bases here. I want to keep this brief. I want to keep you guys, man. Go out there, man. Have a good time. Enjoy you guys this summer. Go watch the new Fantastic Four, man. The new Superman, if you haven't seen it. What are you waiting for? I haven't seen Jurassic Park. I thought that was decent. Just enjoying my summer. Hopefully you guys are as well. If anything breaks, most likely around August, I will be back here. I will have some videos in between, some NBA Weekly and stuff like that to fill you on what's happening in free agency. If any other trades happen around the league, I got you guys covered. But I'll take any final comments and questions in right now. Eric says, it's kind of funny. We had AD and fans were like, he's not consistent enough on offense. And now we have Luka and fans are like, he's not consistent enough on defense. But let's be honest, Eric, you're absolutely right. Laker fans, we want absolute perfection. We're never going to achieve that. No player is perfect. Not even your favorite. Nobody's favorite player is perfect. But the fans are right? Anthony Davis is more of a defensive player first and a part-time offensive player. When he would go off, he was tremendous, but not always. Sometimes he would give you 14 points, when you needed him to give you 30. And Luka is the complete opposite. Sometimes he'll give you 2 steals. He'll give you a block and like 10 rebounds, and then sometimes he'll give you 35 points to 40, but he'll give you some poor defense, and that's where he has to improve, right? So even the great Kobe Bryant continued to work on his game even past his 30s, and as he started slowing down and losing his athleticism, the footwork got better. The go-to moves, he studied with Olajuwon, and just you got to always continue to get better, man. And hopefully that does happen for Luka, because I believe in Luka. I think Luka is going to be an MVP and in this league, and it's only a matter of time. I think this might be his year. I think the motivation is there. He's got in shape. He's showing us that the dedication is there. I think this is a very formidable team that we started to put around him and LeBron. And I think, hopefully if we fire on all cylinders, this could look really good for him. If he ends up having a top 3 seed, averaging over 30 points per game with 8 assists and 9 rebounds, man, yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, damn right, Solo. I'm excited, bro. I don't know about you guys. Scale of 1 to 10, Laker family. I want to know, how excited are you guys for this up and coming season? I'm at about, because it's not time yet. We got 2 months, obviously, a little bit more, like 90 days, 80 days, something like that. I'm at a 9, right? In late July, early August. Come September, man, I'm gonna be all the way up to a 10. And every little news, every little training camp video, everything, I'm gonna be going live to share it with you guys because I'm that excited. But yeah, I'm gonna relax, kind of try to take my mind off of the Lakers unless anything breaks, anything crazy. Most likely I'll be back around August 1st, I think 2nd or 3rd, whenever Luka does officially ink. We're gonna celebrate that together here on the channel. Hopefully we have the details by then. But I'm thinking it's gonna be either a 3 or 4 year deal. The 4 year deal is gonna be over $200 million. So he deserves it, man. And we're talking about an all world-class player, the ones that don't grow on trees and have the potential to uplift your franchise to the finals and beyond multiple times. So again, very exciting, man. I see some 10s in here. I like it, Solo. Hell yeah, bro. 9.9 for my guy Gorf. Who else? Let's see. We got a negative Nancy in the chat. My guy said, I'm not buying Luka. He lacks discipline. I'm not hating or any of that crap. Nobody's saying you're hating. You're definitely a buzzkill, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Discipline, I don't think he lacks. Not in LA. I think he lacked that in Dallas because I don't know. I don't know why. We don't know what a player's going through in his life or whatever. I'm no shrink, but I think being traded away after you just bought a home, if you can't find motivation there, then I don't think you ever will. And I think he's found that motivation. I think he's showing it to us this summer. He's looking great. Everything is pointing towards the right direction. As far as Luka's career, I think it's going up from here. And I think we're looking at a legend in the making, right? A Hall of Famer in the making, a multi-time champion in the making, and most importantly, a multi-time champion Laker in the making. All right, so we're going to stay very excited about that. I see some 10s in here. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. What a time to be alive for a diehard Lakers fan. Yes, sir, man. It's always a great time for a Laker fan. I'll tell you, man, my whole life being a Laker fan, I've been blessed because it's never been a dull moment. Even when we were winning less than 20 games, it was exciting to watch Kobe's farewell tour and to watch a legend at his craft one last year. So, it's never a dull moment with the Lakers. Even the rebuilding years had us excited because we had young baby Lakers over here, man. Their draft, it's just always exciting, man. You are blessed if you're a Laker fan. And if you're not, I feel sorry for you because you're missing out. Solo said Shaq lacked discipline, but I don't know. But I don't care. Give me Shaq any day of the week. That's a good comparison, even though they're two completely different players. One is more finesse and the other one's complete powerhouse. But you're absolutely right, man. I think talent beats hard work 9 times out of 10. Hard work does beat talent once in a blue moon. But for the most part, I think if Luka could just, and I think he's motivated, bro. Don't tell me he's not. I mean, they called this man fat. They said he wasn't good enough for Dallas, even though he loved the city and the franchise. Even though Dirk loved them, everybody, man. And they said you weren't good enough. You better have a chip on your shoulder, and you better not eat that shit either, man, because you're on a diet, Luka. All right, so you better stay off all of that junk food. And I think he'll do a good job. And coming to LA, seeing all the championship trophies, seeing all the banners, seeing all the legends, all the beautiful fans, the wonderful weather. He loves living next to the beach. I think he's about to put down his anchor. And is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Enrique, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. He said, damn, when LeBron retires, who would you pair up with Luka next? Or would you build up around an all-around team around Luka? That is a great question. And I think that's a question that'll be better answered once we see how our financial situation is done. But I think we're going to have a max slot. If I am the Lakers, man, I'll be honest with you. I love Giannis. I think he'd be a perfect pairing with Luka. But if Giannis doesn't want to come here, then I'm saving my money. I'm building up through the draft and through free agency. And I would try to put together a package because I think Victor Wembanyama eventually will be out of San Antonio. San Antonio not able to keep stars unless they're extremely humble. I think Victor's going to shine. That would be my target if he can stay healthy. If he can't stay healthy, then we'd look elsewhere. But I would love to have somebody of the magnitude of a Victor Wembanyama, who I think is basically Kareem 2.0 because he's got the face-up ability of like a Kevin Durant, but the length, the size, and the ability to finish of a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, this kid has the potential to be special. Will he live up to that hype? I think if he plays alongside somebody like Luka, that would be perfect for him. But that's just my pipe dream scenario. I would love Giannis. I'm not the biggest Joker fan. It would be interesting if he did join the Lakers, and then I'd probably become the biggest Joker fan, if I'm being honest with you. But, man, this is a great question, and I think I can't wait to re-answer this when we look at our financial situation and the free agent landscape in a year or two. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And, you guys know this is the #1 channel for that type of stuff. So keep it locked, guys. That is going to wrap it up for me, man. Hopefully you guys did appreciate this Lakers talk update. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button for your boy, man. Definitely go show love to the second channel, Primetime TV. If you guys want to see more movie reviews, video game reviews, all that good stuff, eventually food, go drop a like over there, man. Even if you're not a fan of movies, man, I would appreciate that very much. So, guys, and of course, I'm going to thank the sponsorship, even though right now, it's kind of the off season for me with the basketball stuff. But Underdog, if you're into baseball, football is around the corner, just anything sports, perfect #1 daily sports fantasy app, and Underdog, promo code DTLF, or you could just scan the screen. And, of course, the other #1 app, because I got 2 #1 apps, all right? Prize Picks, same promo code, different deal, man. $5 to $10 gets you 50 in promo credit. So go tap in, and both of these have great deals, man. So tap in with either one. Appreciate Kimmy Goat, man, for also showing love always. It was great seeing you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy your summer. You will be seeing me if anything breaks, but outside of that, never clickbait you guys, man. If there's anything worth talking about, I'm live. Other than that, you might see me till next week around August, where we got all the Luka stuff and all that great stuff, man. But again, thank you guys so much, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend, and I hope to see you guys real soon, all right? Peace, everybody.